Welcome to our Year 1 Phonics workshop. I'd like you to start today just thinking how many times you've actually read things today. More than ever, we are surrounded by text and reading is a vital skill. We want all of our children to become confident readers who can navigate the world of reading around them. So as you know from previous presentations and meetings, our school uses Little Wandle Letters and Sounds Revised, and this is our phonics programme which we use to teach early reading and spelling. Phonics is making the connection between the sounds of our spoken words and the letters that are used to write them down. So your child has already learnt phase 2, 3 and 4 in reception, and now they're in year 1 they will have a brief review of phase 3 and 4, and then they move on to beginning their journey within phase 5. Phase 5 covers the last remaining graphemes of the Little Wandle progression and the alternative pronunciations and spellings of graphemes already learnt. So phase 2 is what you can see in pink, phase 3 is the blue, phase 4 is green, and then phase 5 is the yellow. The whole of the year 1 year is dedicated to learning and securing the phase 5. So in phase 5, the children learn the last set of graphemes, including those with the alternative pronunciations. They'll also learn to grow the code, and this is where children will explore different ways of spelling the same phoneme and reading with the same grapheme. This means they're able to read increasingly more challenging words and books. If you use the Little Wandle website, there is a section under Parents, and in that section you can find lots of self-help videos and lots of examples of how they teach phase 5. So on here you can see the grapheme mat. This grapheme mat's been sent home lots of times before, but if you need another one, please come and ask the year 1 staff. That's absolutely no problem at all. The grapheme mat is used within lessons, it's used during literacy, it's used anytime the children are spelling, and it helps them see how the one sound they already know can actually be made in different ways. So for example, if you look at A, they first learn it in reception as AI, and then as they carry on their journey through year 1 and phonics, they learn that actually A can be made in various different ways. Again, there is a video on the Little Wandle's website under Parents which tells you exactly how to say the sounds correctly. At this stage in their reading journey, most children are now confident using the strategy of blend in your head. Blending in your head means children say the sounds quietly in their heads and then read the word out loud. If your child is struggling with a word, please encourage them to blend in their head, and if needed, ask them to blend out loud. When looking at new words, we ask the children to spot digraphs, which is 2 letters that make one sound, and to look for trigraphs, which are 3 letters that make one sound. Spotting these before trying to read the word enables the children to read the words fluently. We are working hard on the children becoming automatic readers. This is where they are reading words automatically without having to decode them. This helps develop their fluency, and fluency is the ultimate goal of phonics teaching, as fluent reading is explicitly taught throughout the scheme and enables your children to read for pleasure and with enjoyment. So your child is bringing home a Little Wandle reading book every week. They read twice a week in school, and we are hoping they will read every night with you at home. We understand that the children are coming home tired, they're exhausted, they've had a busy day, but even just looking over 1 or 2 pages of their reading book is helping to embed those skills that they've been working on in the day. The first time we read our book, we work on the decoding skills. So this is where we're sounding out, we're reading words, we're blending in our head, and then we will look at our prosody, which is reading with expression, and then we will look at the book for comprehension, so understanding the text. The reading books with Little Wandle are matched to their assessments. So they are assessed every 6 weeks, and then the assessment gives us a level. We apply our teacher knowledge, and your children receive a reading book. There are times where your child may be stuck on a particular phase or a particular set of books, and that's linked to their fluency, their automaticity. So we really are encouraging the children in year 1 to try and read the words automatically where they can and to blend in their heads. So reading a book at the right level, the book your children bring home should be a book that they can read well. They should be able to read the majority of the words without having to sound out, and they should recognise the tricky words. They should only need to stop and sound out about 20% of the words, but they should still be able to do this on their own with very limited support. Once your child is reading phase 3 books, we encourage them to blend in their heads, as this is one of the strategies we are using to help develop your child to become a fluent reader. Once they are secure with blending in their heads, this will become automatic, and your children will start to read words automatically without having to decode. The most important thing you can do is read at home with your child. We need to celebrate your child's success, celebrate their reading, be it reading books, signs. Make reading something that is celebrated within your family and that is a joyous occasion for them. We use lots of different books within school. Obviously they have their school reading book, but they also are bringing home their reading book for pleasure. Their reading book for pleasure is chosen by the child themselves, and that is a book to share at home to help develop that love of reading. So here Mrs. Luke is reading with one of the year 1 pupils. They've begun with having a look at the title, and then before reading the book she's opened the front cover, and this page has got helpful tips for parents, but then it's also got words to read before you read the book, and it has a section about vocabulary as well, checking your children understand the words which they're about to read. When Mrs. Luke is going over this first section with the words, she's asking the child to look for graphemes, look for digraphs, and look for trigraphs, so that when they come across these words within the text, they are able to read them fluently. We're now onto the tricky words, and Mrs. Luke explains to the child that these are the tricky words that don't sound out phonetically. She'll then continue exploring this front page, going on to the vocabulary section, ensuring the child understands the words they're about to read before starting to read the text. As we said, the shared reading book is for you to read to your child, to make reading exciting, to show them that joy, show them the love of reading, talk about the comprehension skills, and to bring reading together as a celebration. The Phonics Screening Check is in June 2026. The Phonics Screening Check is a quick check of your child's phonetic knowledge. It is not designed to create any stress to your child or anxiety at all. It assesses their decoding skills, and it consists of 40 words, 20 real words and 20 alien words, and it contains the graphemes taught in Autumn 1 and 2 of Year 1. If the children do not achieve the required score at the end of Year 1, they will retake the screening at the end of Year 2. Now, as a parent, I know if you hear your child is going to take part in a test, I think it immediately creates some anxiety and worry for you. But what I want to reassure you is the phonics screening is carried out with myself, so a staff member that the children already know, and we make it into a fun experience. They will be familiar with the style of the words. They will be familiar with reading alien words. We will make it a game, we will have fun, and it's about ensuring that they have secure phonic knowledge ready to take part in their next stage of reading. So your child, like I say, will sit with a member of staff they know, and that is most likely to be me. They will be asked to read the 40 words out loud. This takes just a few minutes to complete, but there is no time limit. So if your child is struggling, I can stop. I can revisit with them. If your child needs the words cut up, we can do that. We can do it on different coloured paper. We want your children to succeed. The Phonics Screening Check is there to celebrate their progress and celebrate how far they have come on their reading journey.
The Phonics Screening Check contains 40 words, which are a mixture of real words and made-up words. They are known as pseudo words, or more often, alien words. These words check children's knowledge of the graphemes they have been taught. A grapheme is a sound written down. A, The children need to know these graphemes in order to be able to read. They will have learnt the graphemes during their phonics lessons in reception and year 1. The alien words used in the phonics screening check are a collection of letters that follow the phonics rule the children have been taught. But they don't mean anything. The purpose of these alien words is to assess if the children can recognise a grapheme in any word rather than words they are familiar with. The children will need to read these with the correct sounds to show that they understand the graphemes they have been taught. For example, the word claw tests whether a child can read the graphemes k, or. However, claw may be a word they are familiar with. Sprawl is not a real word. They will not have seen this word before, so this alien word will check whether the child knows the graphemes s, p, r, and or. In Little Wandle, we use alien words in preparation for the phonics screening check in year 1 in the summer term. We don't use alien words at any other point in our lessons as we want children to read real words. Alien words are only used in this one assessment.
So as that video explained, the alien words, there will be 20 alien words within the phonics screening check, and the children will be familiar with reading alien words, and they start to read these next term. In the assessment, there is an alien picture next to the alien words, so the children know that these are made up words. They know that they don't have to make sense. Alien words assess children's decoding skills, and they are used in lessons for the purpose of preparing for the phonics screening check only. Children can't read these words by memory, so we have to encourage them at this stage to decode the word. The phonics screening check will be administered in June, and we will let you know that date. There are old papers available on the government website, and we encourage you to download these, have a look at them with your child, practice the papers, practice reading the words, and so when they come to do the phonics screening check with myself, they are confident and they are ready to take on the challenge. So there are some at-home flashcards which you can purchase off Amazon. They're also available on the Collins website. The flashcards link with the grapheme on the front, and then on the back there are examples of words, so you know exactly how many different digraphs that, how many different pronunciations that grapheme has. Like I said, there is old test papers that can be found online. And there's also on that last website on there is a link to different games that you can use your flashcards for. So it explains different ways that you can use your flashcards at home to help your children with their phonics. I'd really encourage you, if you are worried at all or would you like any extra support for your child, please get in touch with your child's teacher or email into school and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation.